Well, we're back at it with the Gamecube. What can I say about this console that I didn't cover in part 1? Well, it keeps my games from falling. It could play some games too. And that's what we're going to talk about. My last Gamecube video was called 5 games that push the Gamecube to ludicrous speeds. But that name doesn't really make much sense, so I'm going to change it for part 2. In this one, I picked out some games that were requested a ton in the comment sections. So this video is for you, the fans. Also, any random civilian that comes in and watches my video, it's for you too. I'm here to please! With that being said, I'm Jurassic Ninja, and this is 5 Gamecube games pushed to
maximum overdrive! Hiya!
Luigis Mansion, released in 2001 and developed and published by Nintendo. It had great reviews and it was a launch title for the Nintendo GameCube. Also, the first Mario franchise game to be released on the console. You play as Luigi, the brother that everyone either secretly likes better or openly likes better. Like me, I've always liked Luigi way more than Mario. He's my go-to guy for games like Mario Karts and Mario Parties. In Luigi's Mansion, you're tasked to finding your brother Mario in a ghost-filled mansion. You are equipped with a flashlight and the Poltergust 3000, a high-powered vacuum to suck the ghosts up. For a launch title, this game looks amazing. The lighting and shadow effects are top-notch for this time period. Not a whole lot of games in 2001 had these great effects. The aliasing is pretty smooth, and the atmosphere and sound are just perfect for this type of game. The frame rate is a very solid 30, sometimes going higher, but never really dropping below that 30. A very respectable FPS. This is one of my all-time favorite GameCube games, and I strongly recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it before.
Maximum overdrive!
Metroid Prime 2 Echoes was released in 2004 to near perfect scores. It was developed by Retro Studios and published by Nintendo. Metroid Prime 2 also happens to be the first Metroid franchise to feature multiplayer, which allows up to 4 players to engage in combat using a split screen. Man, it is one gorgeous looking game. Everything is just so crisp and crystal clear. The aliasing is almost non-existent, the colors are bold, and the morph ball is super fun to control. The frame rate is incredible for this game, almost always pushing out 60 frames per second and sometimes dropping a few here and there. It's incredible that a game that looks so good and offer up so many frames without any issues. You play as Samus in a first-person view, with the overlay being what you see from inside her helmet. It's a pretty cool feature, I must say. The game takes place between 2 parallel dimensions, Light Ether and Dark Ether. What's really cool with that is, when you make changes in one world, it will affect the other. So this can offer up some pretty cool puzzle solving. A must-play game if you haven't played it before. I also want to mention the first Metroid on the GameCube. It's the one that started this style for the series, and the gameplay and visuals are just as awesome.
Maximum overdrive!
Star Wars Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2? Well, that was released in 2001 with near perfect reviews. It was co-developed by Factor 5 and LucasArts. It was also published by LucasArts. Just like Luigi's Mansion, Rogue Squadron 2 was a launch title for the GameCube, and it is one hell of a launch title. If the GameCube was just released with Luigi's Mansion and this game, I would have been a happy camper. Both are fantastic games. Rogue Squadron 2 spans all 3 of the original Star Wars films, so there's plenty of amazing missions to play. This game looks so damn good and even holds up well to this day. The controls and gameplay are pretty top notch, and the overall experience really makes you feel like you're part of the Star Wars films. At the time, this was the best thing offered for a Star Wars game, and it just blew me and probably everyone else away. Not only does it look phenomenal, it also has some pretty crazy 60 FPS almost the entire time. sometimes dropping to 50, but that's just one hell of a frame rate. Flight shooters, they're really not my favorite genre of gaming, but this game gets a pass because it's really fun and plays so perfect. Also, it's Star Wars.
Maximum Overdrive.
FZero GX. That was released in 2003 to pretty good reviews, some near perfect and, well, the others were pretty near perfect also. It was developed by Amusement Visions and it was published by Nintendo. FZero, well, that's a super fast futuristic racing game that is extremely hard for the first time players, like myself. I actually never played an FZero game since the first one on Super Nintendo. So, I mean, if you guys can kinda be kind to my sucky gameplay, that'd be awesome. It's freaking hard! This version of the game retains the basic gameplay and control system of the Nintendo 64 F-Zero. If you're familiar with that game, you'll be just fine. The graphics are so smooth and slick with amazing bright vivid colors. It's basically art with some jet engines. The controls are just so smooth and sometimes they're a little bit too smooth because I suck and smack into walls all the time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the controls are perfect and I just suck. The frame rate, however, is just ridiculous. A game that is this fast with 30 other racers on screen at one time and easily maintaining 60 frames per second? Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. It's a great pick up and play game and a must own for F-Zero fans.
Maximum Overdrive.
Super Mario Sunshine, released in 2002 to pretty much near perfect reviews. You see the trend here? All these games are just so fantastic with pretty near perfect reviews. It was developed and published by Nintendo. The game takes place on a tropical isle, Delfino, where Mario, Toadsworth, Princess Peach, and 5 other Toads are taking a vacation. A villain resembling Mario, known as Shadow Mario, vandalizes the island with some graffiti. Mario does get blamed for the mess, and is ordered to clean up Isle Delfino, using a pretty awesome device called the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device. Or Flood. Whatever you want to say. This is actually one of my favorite Mario games to this day. I've always enjoyed the water pack gameplay and the awesome bright colorful visuals. The graphics on this game are just so spot on and perfect that you think you're playing a Wii U game. The aliasing is present, but it's very minor when compared to a lot of PlayStation 2 games. The FPS of Mario Sunshine is not an impressive 60 frames, but you do get a constant 30 frames. That never really dropped below that, so that's cool. It offers some very solid gameplay and so many hours of pure fun.
Maximum Overdrive. Hi-ya!
I remember after I had my PlayStation 2 for a year, I went out and bought an Xbox. I kept it for a few months and traded it in for a Gamecube with Mario Sunshine, Mario Party, and Mario Kart, as I played all 3 of those games like a lot. Shoot, I still play Mario Party 4 like crazy. The Gamecube is one impressive console, packing so much into such a small amount of space. The silver and orange are my favorite ones. The orange is the only one that I don't own, maybe someday. So yeah, this was my 5 Gamecube games taken to maximum overdrive. I just wanted to say thank you for you guys all being super duper cool, awesome fans, and always suggesting ways I can improve the channel. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, like, and share this video. Thanks again, and take it easy.